Alright, what's up, guys? Good afternoon. This is the Monkey Market. I'm here with Uchiha Pips. Today we're going to be going over psychology and the importance of it. Kind of give a little bit of advice on that aspect from both of us, as well as where we're at with that in our journey. So when it comes to psychology, um, there's a lot to it that people don't really. Uh, it takes time to understand. It's not really something that you can learn without time. I think time is the most important aspect to learn in psychology, and that as well as journaling. But I'm gonna be honest, you guys. I've been building up a 50K account. I've had the Express for about 2 weeks, uh, and the first 3 days I was at negative $1,900 drawdown. So I was so close to blowing it, but I locked in and I brought it back to break even. And a few days after bringing it to break even, something happened. I was acting out of desperation because of some stuff I got going on in my personal life, and I over leveraged. I took off my daily loss limit and put myself in a situation where it was possible to blow that Express. And you know what happened? Exactly that. I blew the Express. After reviving it from the dead, I blew it. Um, so it's kind of ironic too, because psychology was going to be what we talked about before that happened. We're still going to talk about psychology, of course, and I'm going to talk to you guys about how I'm going to approach my next combine and how I'm going to secure the payout this time. Because if you look at my profits and my weekly profits, I'm a good trader. It shows. I've just spent a lot of time practicing my model, and I have a good understanding of it. The only thing I struggle with is just self-sabotage, and that happens in a day. Just having a bad day, and then my trading spirals out of control. I lose control and overtrade and just blow the account. It's happened every single time I've had my Express. It's the one issue that I'm facing. So that's why I think it's fitting, actually, today we talk about psychology. So what am I going to be doing differently going forward, right? Well, what I was thinking is I'm going to get another 50K, of course, um, past the combine. And then once I get to the Express, automatically I'm going to put daily loss limit and have it liquidate me and lock me out of my account if that ever gets hit. And I'm going to stay disciplined with that. But what I'm going to do from the beginning is make sure that every trade that I take, I'm writing down the entries, whether it was a buy or a sell, the points secured, the time that I entered, just every little detail. And I believe on the last episode that we did, we went over a like a sheet, and I'm going to share that with you guys real quick. That way we can just take a look at that. It's my trading plan. Oops. There we go. And I'm going to share my screen right now and show you guys. This right here. So it has the date, entry price, exit price, lot size. Was it a gamble? Which, going forward, my next attempt at the Express, this isn't going to even be, it's going to just be all yes, because I'm only going to trade A+ setups. That's another part of it. Win or loss, probably still going to see some losers here and there. The session, I'm probably going to stick to New York AM, but I probably will trade Asia here and there, but primarily New York AM. The model is going to be strictly IFEG going forward. Setup formed is going to be yes going forward. I'm not going to enter if there isn't a setup formed. Risk managed is going to be yes going forward. So, that's the point I'm trying to make, is that if you really want to be successful with trading, you have to treat it like a business. So you have to ask yourself, is this trade the best trade that it can be for my opportunity of success in the business going forward? So, if all your dots are met and everything's checked off, then you can enter the trade. But you should probably be looking at it like that, and this is common sense. This is what we tell ourselves from the start. But one day, if you're unprofitable now, one day you're gonna have a moment where you're just so sick and tired of losing, and that you feel pain, and you're gonna just follow your rules. And I think, there's no secret to having good psychology when it comes to trading and having that profitable mindset. You know, for a long time I was kind of searching and watching videos like, what's the secret? What's the trick to it? What do I do? And I finally come to the conclusion that there is no secret. It's you just have to do it. And you're gonna get to a point, like I said, where you're tired of losing. You want to win and you want to change your life. You want to change everybody's life. So you just stick to your guns and you follow your rules. And it's something that you have to remind yourself daily. It's not something you can go into it with, remembering that, doing it at the start, but then, once you get a little bit of profit, you stop doing it. That happened to me on my last express. I was following my rules great, but once I got back to break even, I started full boarding for some reason, trying to get money because I was desperate, and blew the account. I don't even know why I took off the daily loss limit. I remember when I took it off, I was thinking in my head, man, I'll probably blow my account if I take this off, and sure enough, I did. So like I said, there's really no secret to having a good psychology. It's just you actually just have to do it. And I don't know if there's anything you want to add to that, Uchiha. What do you think?
Uh, no, I want to second everything you just said. Man, psychology, you're right. There really is no secret to it. It's like you do it or you don't. And it's in psychology, it's one of those things like even without trading, right? If we're not trading, the psychology aspect is still in our daily lives. So it's like, how do we handle stresses? How do we handle certain opportunities that come up when we're confused, when like, when we get greedy and stuff like that. So it's, I like to think of it like that. Like it's not specifically just for trading because, I mean, if you've been trading for a while, I'm sure all of our group members can agree that like, um, you find out about yourself in trading. You find out things that like you don't like. You like fear how fearful you really are. Like
Totally.
because I used to think that like I'm not afraid of nothing, right? But when it's just you and the charts, right, and your money, it's like fear of missing out pops in, right? Or that's even tied into greed. So,
Right.
um,
And I think it's
yeah,
it's different for everyone too, right? Everyone has their own little
mm-hmm.
psychological issue that they might be facing. Like for me, it's emotional control. Really, when I'm having a bad day, I noticed like in my life, I just tend to take it out on everybody around me, and it's really nobody's fault. It's just the circumstances of my life, which are inevitable. Sometimes bad things happen, and there's no, all you can do is just take it on the chin and handle it like a champ and just do what you can, right? Like, and I think that's what's leading me to get into like stoicism. I think Justin Weirland talks about that a little bit. Stoicism and emotional control and not letting your external influence the internal. That's really what's been helping me. I've had a lot of growth, and I think as a trader, you want to be successful, so it's easy for you to forget about the growth and progress you've actually made, but just take a second to look back and see, if you actually are tracking your numbers, that's one, that's a good thing, and two, you can see that you're growing. I've definitely seen so much growth in my trading, and I know I'm just one or two things away from changing to become profitable, and it's a feeling that I'm 100% sure of, and like I said, it just starts with knowing yourself, um, and maybe even I'm not sure. I'm gonna experiment with it, but putting yourself in controlling your life outside of trading. I feel like that's gonna help you control your life inside trading, because if you get
That's true, bro.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because even if like say you get in a bad situation like I did, right, or financially you're in a situation that you're stressed out and there's nothing you can do about it. You know that like you're stressed out because it's a tough situation. We handle it. Maybe it's best to stay off of the charts. You know, like I'm still in that mindset where I want to be in the charts every day and watch it because I am in love with the charts. I'm married to the game. But I think I need to work on that because there are some times when I should step away from the charts just because I'm dealing with some stuff, and I think it would be beneficial. Like like if had I just so many times like in my whole trading career had I just taken a step away or just decided not to enter a trade, I'd be like up. I'd already have payouts by now. It's crazy, and I think that has to do with life too. Sometimes it's not about what you do; it's about what you refrain from doing. So
Yeah.
that's my take on that.
Yeah, and I want to circle back to the the journaling part, and that's a big psychological thing too, because like as humans, we're prone to forget, right? So
Right,
journaling not only helps you remember, but in terms of seeing your progress, we have to see our progress to
right,
get like that motivation to like it's these are some crazy waters trying to trade, right? It's either sink or swim. And if you don't know, like, basically, I'm trying to say you have to see that encouragement. You have to see that progress. If you don't journal, it's not just like
right,
your entry. It's not just that, but like also, put a side note in there. What were you thinking? What was going on
right.
in the background? What was that day or something? But we have to see it to get encouraged. Otherwise, we don't know what we're doing and we start hopping around trying to, we start searching, right?
Right,
Whenever we already have like something that works. And I think I speak specifically for me because I'm always finding new stuff, right? If I
right,
go through like a losing streak, and I'm like, um, this strategy can be modified, right? I can make it better, right? And
right.
so I'll start looking for all this other stuff, and like, which is good. We should always be learning, but I always find myself right back to the very same model that I trade with, right? Yeah,
Right.
I may add some other things to it, but when you um, when I don't journal, that's whenever I start looking for other stuff. But whenever I'm consistently journaling, like when I say consistently, I mean like before every trade, I have a whole spreadsheet that maps out, the whole trade,
Right.
what setup it was, and everything. And so whenever I'm not doing that, I'm not being consistent, and then psychologically, whenever I start having those losing streaks, I'm like, oh, something's wrong. I gotta search for something else that is working. When really it's just like, no, it's just a retracement. Basically, you just got a losing streak right now, and psychologically, that's hard for me. I can't take L's because
Yeah.
like I, this may be a little egotistical. I don't know, but I'm confident in my skills, and so it's very disheartening whenever I do see a L. I'm like, man, what the hell's wrong?
Right.
Like
I feel the same way,
I don't
man.
know.
I feel the
Yeah,
same way.
it's
It's hard to take L's, man. You want to make it back, right? You want to do another trade. You want to make it back, and a lot of the times
you
you
want to make it
can.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A lot of times you
you don't
can.
want to feel like a failure.
That's what makes it
You
so
don't
hard.
want that.
That's what makes it so hard to quit stopping after you take a loss. Is because you want to make it back, and most of the time you can make it back whenever you trade. But like, is it worth losing more? Like that's where you
hmm
have to.
And it's like the more time you spend exposed to the market, the higher risk goes for something to go wrong. So
Yeah,
ah,
that's great, man.
that's what that's what I got to work on. Take that L. Like, I've said, 3 trades per session max, right?
Right.
But sometimes I may take 4 or 5. And it's normally because, like, after the first win, I'm like, all right, I'm going to catch another one. But then the second trade is at loss. So then now I'm like, nah, forget that. I'm gonna trade again. I'm my third bullet, and that one. If that one wins, now I'm already high. I'm
Right.
high off that win. I'm like, bet now maybe I can catch this last one, right? I'm looking for another one. And so those days, even though those days are like really profitable days for me, where like I'll just like scout the macro times throughout the whole day, it's really dangerous because I'm breaking my rules, and
Right.
psychologically, I'm like I'm flirting with the gambler's mentality. You get on a hot streak to want to keep going.
Absolutely. And it hits you without you even realizing that it's there, like it does.
Mhm.
I'm gonna add something right here. I made a little spreadsheet. It's gonna be a to-do list. So I got a little bit of ideas in my head that I'm gonna share. So if you're like me and you work a 9 to 5 job when you're trading, and you don't necessarily have access to journal, write something down whenever you're entering a trade. Say you just can't write it down, right? Well, what I'm gonna start doing whenever I take a trade, and I'm only gonna take 2 to 3 trades a day, like Uchiha said. So we'll write that down: 2 to 3 trades a day. I'm going to video journal because I can record a video and do an audio and talk about how I'm feeling, but I can't really write it down. So this is going to be the alternative. This is going to fix that. That way, I can accurately talk about what I'm feeling and going through at that time instead of having to journal everything, um, after work, which would be like 5 6 hours later. I can journal it right then and there. So that's huge right there. If you're not able to write down your journal entry, think about doing like an audio recording. It could just be a lot quicker, and then you can get out how you feel accurately in that moment, and then you can go back and write it down in an actual journal if that's what you want to do. This is going to be a to-do list that I have to do every single day for my next express. So 2 to 3 trades a day. um, it's going to be A plus setup only, no maybes. A plus setup. Journal every day, track every trade. I'm going to do a mental analysis. What would you say would be better to do that every morning or every afternoon? It might be hard to find time to do that every morning. What do you think? Probably, I guess whenever
I
you get
mean,
your
I would.
alarm, right, in the morning.
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't have to be a long drawn out process. It's like a quick mental check. Like, hey, how am I doing right now? What's
Right.
going on right now? Just take a step back, survey the land, read the room, and then
Are you stressed,
go
right?
from
Are you stressed? Yes or no? If you're stressed, consider not trading. Because if you're stressed, it's going to translate to your trading. Video journal, audio journal. So that's pretty much how I'm going to take it. Not a whole. Oh, yeah. I'm going to do the IFEG model only.
Sweet.
And that's pretty much it. Risk 250, aim for 500. That's always just been really easy for me to do. Hit a quick 2R, and I mean, that's just what's worked for me. And unless I have to change that and I get in drawdown, but we'll handle that when we get there. And then we're going to do DLL must be on. That's like an important rule when it's on capped, and I'm actually going to make it red because it's important. But this is pretty much what I'm looking at for my to-do list going forward for the next 50K. I think we've talked a little bit about psychology. I think we'd be ready to move on to the weekly analysis. Do you want to open up the charts and do that, or would you prefer me to do that?
I'm actually mobile right now. I'm not in
Got
front of
you.
my desk.
Got you. Okay, I'll go ahead and open it up, and we'll do that. Um, let's see right here.
I probably could, actually. I mean, I do it all the time
What do
on
it?
the app.
Well, I have it pulled up right here, so I mean, you could just tell me what you see.
Cool, cool.
We'll start off.
Yeah.
You want to start off with the weekly, like we did last time, the 1 week.
Yeah.
Let's see what's up. Okay, so we've taken both the high and the low of the previous week already.
Mm-hmm.
So it was probably I believe it was an open, high, low, close. So we swept the high of the previous week, and we also have this high right here, which is what I'm looking at, because we're really close to this weekly buy side liquidity. I believe, are we still in this inefficiency as well? Let's take a look. This is a weekly inefficiency. Looks like we bounced off of it. So we broke through it, bounced off of it, came back up, swept last week, and then we came down back into it. If you're, I mean, it does look pretty bearish to me, especially since we have this inefficiency right below us. The price might be drawn to. I think we could come down to the consequent encroachment in this FEG, and that might lead us up to sweep this buy side. Or what do you think? Is there anything else? Is there anything else you see here that you'd want to highlight?
Not highlight, but I would change a couple of things up.
Cool. What do you think?
Oh. It's kind of hard to tell. I think we can go a little further down. Because that is a proper order block. That last bear candle before that weekly push up. Not over the that one.
Okay.
And it does have imbalance after it as well. So that is a proper order block. It broke structure. That's the whole thing, of course. So.
I see. Yeah, we did have a market structure shift right here on the weekly.
Mm-hmm.
But look how weak these candles are, you know?
Yeah, so what I would do, that first FEG.
Right here?
Yeah, I would go ahead and get rid of that one.
Yeah, because it's already been
yeah,
mitigated.
Mm-hmm. And now the bull FEG. Or what do we call those? Bissies?
Bissy.
Or,
it's a weekly
yeah.
Bissy.
Yeah, so it's already been tapped. And so at this point, and this is just my preference, I don't consider those, I mean, they're FEGs, but at this point, there is imbalance still below there that hasn't been filled. So now I would just fill it from the bottom up to
like right here.
The wick.
Right there.
No, my bad. Move that order block back down.
Right, like that. Or to the wick. Like that.
No, the order block. Make the order block back to where it originally was. Okay. And so now the bull FEG, I would just make it an imbalance now. I would just say, I would annotate it like, okay, there's this gap between the order block and the wick that tapped into that FEG. That doji right after the, that one.
So you would just kind of have this as the...
yes, sir.
Like this. But we could change the color on that, of course. That way we can make it look different. What would you call that?
I'd say imbalance. Weekly imbalance.
Okay.
IMB.
I don't like how that's. Let me put that in the center. Wait, it's clear. Alright, cool. Oh no. Cool. There we go.
You see why you would do that though?
Yeah, because it's unmitigated, and
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to just having the whole thing when this has already been. That's quite the range, especially on the weekly too. That's a lot of
Yeah.
points that it's already been. So you do think we're gonna go lower to this possibly this weekly order block?
Order black. Yeah, but it's kind of hard to tell because like
It's also IFVG.
this is true.
Should I think I
Yeah.
should highlight that. I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
Well, in that case, that's the balanced price range, right?
Yeah, that is a BPR. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
So from here, I think we're good to go down to the daily. It's an interesting chart for sure. Oh, I should get rid of this order block then. And if we have the BPR.
Yeah, you can get rid of it. Uh-huh.
Cool. So that looks nice.
And now maybe find the order block that's within that BPR. I see it right there.
Yeah. Right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool deal. And then we had this internal high. But it's already been swept. There's probably no need to do that. I'm not gonna. That one's already been swept. So we'll do this low, this internal low.
I see an order block right up above the weekly imbalance.
Right here?
Go up.
Oh, alright.
It's right up above it. It was before October 16th. It's like October 11th or something.
Are you trying? Wait, what is it? Right here?
Go right. Right. Okay, in there. You see that order block?
Right here?
Not that one, but go left a little bit. It looks like a doji range candle
Oh, right here.
on the bottom. Nope, go down. It's a bull one.
Right here.
It's well, that one too.
Oh, you're talking
And you see
about
that?
this one?
You see that? Oh, go left to the. You see that bear? That last bear candle right before that push up. That's right up above the weekly imbalance. One more over.
To the left, right here.
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
That order block. That's definitely a liquidity target.
Okay. And, oh, you do wick to wick, right?
Yep.
Do this daily order block. Oh yeah, look,
It looks
we're
like
actually right in it too. We're reacting off of it as well.
Uh-huh.
Interesting. Man, I like the way
Now,
I like the way this looks. Looks.
it looked bearish, but honestly, man, I feel like it's putting short sellers in a trap right now to push up higher.
It does seem that way, and we did sweep this internal liquidity right here.
Mm-hmm. Into that order block. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Right.
we could bounce off this order block and go up higher.
I can see
Even though
us,
there's no. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I can see us on tomorrow coming and creating a IFVG right here. And that'd be a setup because I mean there's a sweep on the daily. Say we inverse this BISI right here, right? I'm gonna highlight this. This is a daily BISI. Or SIBI, I'm sorry. I'm gonna make it red. And what's the range on that though? From here to here, that's Oh, that's 183 points. So there could potentially be a setup if
That's a
we.
pretty nice move.
Oh, actually, that's more than because I just did it from the wick. Where actually that would be 300 points. So I don't see us inversing this right market open. I mean, it might be midweek before we do, if we even do. It's hard to say.
No, that's what I'm saying. So you that weekly imbalance that's underneath the order block kind of indicates that that order block is going to get mitigated, and then price is going to tap into that weekly imbalance, and then it might not close down there, but there's also an opening gap between those candles right there.
I see it. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I always spot those out because those are magnets. I see ICT uses those, and
I've
I
seen
see
those.
why.
I've seen that as well. Let me get this in precision. This tiny thing, but on the smaller time frame, it's probably a lot larger than it looks.
Yep.
I'm gonna make this golden.
Yeah.
Golden. What the heck? Oh. Cool. And that's daily inbounds. Or what'd you say? It was a daily what? Opening gap?
It's a opening gap. Mm-hmm.
It's the daily OG. It's the dog. Cool, man. That looks pretty interesting. We have this right here, which is some internal liquidity, internal buy side,
Yep.
which has yet to be swept. This I'm gonna get rid of that because that's already been swept. But that's what I'm looking at for the week so far. This is with the weekly and the daily. I think we could probably go into the 4 hour to see a little bit more. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with what we have. So we did have this beautiful BPR setup right here on the 4 hour, which definitely fed. I'm gonna include that 4 hour IFBG.
I think I'm bearish next week. All next week. Well, at least until we tap into that dog.
I see. How do you feel? Isn't next week elections?
Yeah.
You think it should be avoided? You think people should avoid trading elections?
I don't really care. That's
see.
just me personally.
I see. No, I mean that's some good info right there. I might avoid it.
If it's because like if a setup forms, I don't just trade IFEGs. I might find a breaker. A breaker might happen, or like, so
Right. I
who
guess
knows?
we'll see on Monday what price action is like, and we'll see. I'll determine if I want to trade. So, but I I do see a lot of people saying, "Oh, you shouldn't trade this day," and then there's a beautiful setup, and that usually happens, right?
Exactly.
I'm going to there's some sell side liquidity right here too, which I don't want to forget about. Do we have any let me see if we have any SMTs. Oh, that's disgusting. Yeah, I'm using the unpaid version of TradingView. It's all good though. This looks very uncorrelated. Wait, oh, it's because we're on the 1 minute. Hello. Let's see what's up. Do I have any SMTs? Oh, we do. Look at that. That's crazy. I think we do, right? Yeah,
Where?
we for sure do.
Oh yeah, for sure.
This was a bearish SMT, and I think maybe even a bullish SMT as well. No, Oh yeah, because look, this didn't get swept. And on NQ, it looks like, oh, it didn't get swept either. Or did, was this it? Let me see. I'm still,
Nope, you're right.
it did
It
sweep.
didn't get swept.
Oh, it didn't. Okay, yeah, it
Mm-hmm.
didn't get swept, but there is the bearish SMT that we still have. So we have this right here, and it swept it on NQ, but over here it didn't sweep it.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be the bearish SMT, and I'm just going to include that right here. We're going to do the dotted line, or probably the dash line. SMT. Sweet, man. I'm liking this. I'm pretty much done with my weekly overview, and I can see us. We did sweep this, maybe come up into this daily SIBI, and then just come all the way down, like maybe like a continuation on Monday, right?
Mm-hmm.
A continuation short, and the draw is gonna be this right here.
The dog.
The dog. Well, that's an even bigger opening gap on the 4-hour than we had on the daily. But the draw is the dog for sure for me. Should I expand that? Nah, because this is what hasn't been tapped into already. I think we're good. Cool.
You could expand it. It's up to you. I mean, it's just a place of reference. You already know where it's at.
Yeah, that way I can see it.
Oh, I was saying expand it lower.
Oh. Let me see.
Yep.
Cool deal. Yeah, I can see us, tapping up here, coming down to the dog, and that's what it looks like. It looks pretty nice.
Yeah, nice PDAs.
For sure. All right, man. Pretty sure we're gonna wrap it up here. I don't want to keep these too long.
Yeah.
So the Duff wasn't able to join in today, guys. We'll see if we get him in the next episode. It's no big deal. But this will be posted on YouTube. We're gonna be coming out with some videos every week, and I have some shorts as well that I have sitting around. I need to post, so it'll be cool. Next week's gonna be great. I might not be trading as much just due to the elections and just because of what I got going on in my personal life. So, but we'll still be there in the chat. So until next time, guys. Peace.